Hey everyone! So today we are pulling back the curtain on something that honestly feels a little bit like magic. Large language models. LLMs. We're talking about things like ChatGPT, Gemini, all the big ones. But what is actually going on inside that digital mind? Let's get into it.
Come on, you know you've done it. You type something in and what comes back is, well, it's shockingly human. But here's the thing, that magic has a method. And figuring out that method is absolutely key if we're going to use this tech wisely.
Okay, so let's get on the same page. At its very core, an LLM is a super specialized AI. Its entire world, its whole reason for being, is built from the mountains of text it was trained on. It's really designed to do just one thing, but to do it incredibly well. Work with human language.
So how does it pull it off? Well, the secret is surprisingly simple, at least in theory. The practice is where it gets, mind-bendingly complicated. It all boils down to a simple game, a prediction game.
No, really. That's it. That same little feature that tries to finish your sentences when you're texting, that's the fundamental principle driving these incredibly powerful AIs. But instead of just guessing based on your old texts, it's guessing from a knowledge base that's basically the size of the entire internet.
So, let's walk through this. Picture it. You give it a prompt, something like, "The best thing about dogs is there." Now, the LLM isn't thinking about fluffy puppies. Nope, it's running the numbers. It's calculating the statistical probability for every word it knows and figuring out which one is most likely to come next. In this case, loyalty probably has a super high score, so it picks loyalty. Then, and this is the key, it just does it again. The new prompt is there loyalty? And it predicts the next word. It's just a loop, predicting one word after another after another.
Right, but for that prediction game to work at all, the AI needs a mind-blowing amount of data to work from. So, how do you build a brain that can play this game better than any human? Well, you make it read. You make it read pretty much everything.
And when I say everything, I mean the training diet for an LLM is just wow. We are talking about a massive chunk of the public internet. We're talking hundreds of thousands of digital books, scientific papers, news archives, and yeah, pretty much all of Wikipedia. It just soaks all of this up to learn the patterns, the grammar, the context, basically all the hidden rules of how we talk to each other.
And all of that reading and learning creates this internal network of connections on a scale that is just astronomical. For a model like GPT-3, you're looking at over 175 times billion of these things called parameters. It's a number that's kind of hard to even wrap your head around. So what on earth is a parameter?
Just think of parameters as all the little knobs and dials inside the LLM's brain. During training, every one of those 175 billion knobs gets tweaked and tuned, over and over. Each one ends up encoding a tiny little piece of a pattern, a relationship between words or ideas. With that many dials, the LLM can map out our language with this incredible nuance, which is what lets it generate text that feels so real.
And this right here brings us to the biggest, most fascinating debate in AI right now. The responses feel so smart, but is the LLM actually thinking, or is it just the world's most sophisticated mimic? This is the big question. Are we dealing with a genius or a stochastic parrot?
This is really the heart of the illusion, isn't it? What looks to us like reasoning and logic is, under the hood, just really advanced pattern matching. What feels like creativity is actually just a clever remix of all the text patterns it's seen before. It's not truly understanding concepts, it's just associating words based on probability. It's not having a conversation with you, it's just predicting the next most logical response. It's a performance of intelligence, and it is a darn good one.
That term, stochastic parrot, just nails it. Stochastic is just a fancy word for based on probability or random. And parrot, well, it implies repeating something without really getting it. The AI can string words together perfectly, making total grammatical and contextual sense, but it doesn't get the meaning behind them, not like you and I do.
And this whole parrot thing has some very real, very important limitations. Because it's only predicting the next word, it has no concept of what is true or false. And that's why these things can hallucinate. They'll just make stuff up that sounds plausible because the words are statistically likely to go together. It also means they'll absorb and spit back out all the biases from the internet, and of course they operate with absolutely zero common sense or self-awareness. So, now that we know its limits, where does this tech go from here? Well, the race is on. The goal is to move beyond just predicting words and to build something, well, something more.
The future is all about adding new skills.
We're already seeing multimodal models that can work with images, audio, and video, not just text. There's a huge push to make them smaller and more efficient, and of course, more personalized. But the real holy grail, the big prize, is developing genuine reasoning to try and evolve this thing from a pattern-matching parrot into something that can actually solve problems.
And all of this leaves us with a really deep, kind of profound question to chew on. As these systems get better and better, and their mimicry of intelligence becomes nearly perfect, we have to ask, if you can't tell the difference between the real thing and the simulation, does it even matter? It's something to think about. Thanks for joining me on this one.